Story has the power to light up our imagination. We hear about stories that others narrate to us, or we read about them in books. But since, let alone books, a script was absent till only over a century ago, stories were shared orally. This is a story of how a dog became man's best friend. Man and Dog, Briew but Ksew. When the earth was at a very young age, a time exists when animals participated in trade and barter in the marketplace. The central market for these animals, also called Yau Lurilura, used to be located in Riboy. The market would open once a week, with the tiger as the Basanyo or its chief. Animals would come from different parts of the land to exchange goods and to buy and sell. On the day before the weekly market, the animals would prepare themselves, making sure they have everything they need. It is said that the dog was an idler and never visits the market as he has nothing to buy or sell. On one fateful day, he decided to go to the market, but he dared not go empty handed. The other animals might mockingly laugh at him. So the day before the weekly market opens, he went from one place to another to find something to sell. He walks the whole day and got tired and hungry without any success in finding anything. In the afternoon, he reaches a village called Sado. Here, he stops for a while and considers where he could obtain some food. He is awfully hungry. While he is lost in thought, a breeze blew towards him, carrying with it the smell of fermented beans or tungrambai from the village nearby. He protrudes his nose, sniffing here and there, and runs towards the village and the source of the smell. He finds the house and enters the first room. There he watches the humans as they eat. They noticed him and invites him to finish whatever is left in the pot. He enters and hungrily consumes the food. This is a savory dish that will fetch me a good deal in the market, he thought. So after bargaining with the owners of the house, he buys a pot of fermented beans. He carries it to the market with a strong hope that all the animals will buy the fermented beans from him and would praise him for what he is selling. In the market, he rents a place where he can set up shop. After a while, the animals came and asked him, "What are you selling, dog?" "I'm selling fermented beans," he replies. "How does it taste? Give us a sample, will you?" As he opens the lid of the pot, a strong, overbearing stench filled the air, and all the animals covered their noses and said, "What are you selling? It stinks. You've come here to sell dung." "No, this food is in fact quite tasty," the dog defended. "You're lying," they retorted, kicked the pot and ran. So the news spread that the dog has come to sell dung. Animals gathered and scolded the dog whilst simultaneously stomping on the pot and its contents. The dog stands with his mouth wide open, looking at the scene, and felt a sore disappointment in himself. Whenever he tries to make justifications, he would be put down by the rebuke of the other animals. He made an appeal to the market chief to give him justice against what the other animals did to him, but was chased away. The tiger said, "How can you come to the market to sell feces and not expect to be berated?" Then the dog barked and threatened that he will get his revenge on them all, he then decides to go to the house where he got the fermented beans from and narrated his whole ordeal to the people living there. He looks up to the humans and says, "Oh, Master, please invite me to live with you. Give me just a mouthful of rice. I'll look after your house and I'll guide and follow you wherever you need me, just so I can look for ways and means to get my revenge on all the animals." The humans took pity on him. Caressing his fur, they said, "You will now live with us. The platform next to the door is where you will sleep. We'll give you rice and we'll protect you from the abuse of other animals." And from then on, the dog lived with humans. He looks after their house when they're away. He follows them to the hills and valleys and hunt birds and animals in the forest with them. Gradually, the humans observed that the dog is adept in following the scent of animals because he knows the smell of fermented beans, which is stuck in the feet of the animals when they stomped on it. Such was the story of how the dog came to live with man, as narrated by the ancestors of the Khasi people. The story, as many others, have sparked the imagination of children from generation to generation as they are lulled to sleep hearing it from their grandparents.